times. There was one time, like when I was performing, and I think I was gonna do a joke on Trump, and I said it. And this was back like in the first term. Like, I want to say 2017, 2018. And I did like and I did this joke on Trump and some bike. It was a biker bar. But it was here in the city. And some dude went on stage. He's like, I want to see what you say about Trump. And I was like, what the fuck? And then the crazy thing is that the people running the show.
Cheers, bro. Cheers. Time doesn't exist. There's more to what we see. Let's sit down, talk about it. Let's just call it P.O.T. P.O.T. Yeah. Let's call it P.O.T. P.O.T. Yeah. Let's call it P.O.T. Yo, what's up, P.O.T. heads? Got another dope episode for you guys today. I got a guest that's been here before. My boy right here, very, very funny comedian. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Oscar Carvajal. That's my comedy name too. They call me Cuchillo, but that's more a personal name. I don't release a real comedy, but yeah, Oscar Carvajal, bro. I'm a comedian. I've been doing stand-up in Chicago.
Yeah, bro. So how you been, bro? Like
good. You know what I was noticing? I think it was this weekend last year we recorded too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I think it was the.
So it's like a year and shit.
Yeah, because I was remembering what happened last year, like the first weekend of December, and I think it was this weekend that we recorded.
Yeah.
So we're back.
We're back finally, bro. Yeah. Like it's been a while, man. It's like so much shit has been happened. Like since the last time I saw you, bro. Like
for real. Yeah, 1 year, man.
Yeah,
about
because like what is like you got back on roast battle. You did the special stuff. Unfortunately, the thing happened with your boy.
Yeah, he passed away.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, well, I think that's the one of the biggest things that happened was Ken. He passed away, my guy, and just from I don't want to talk about the personal stuff. We could talk about the personal stuff, but the from the comedian part, I think he was I think if he would have lived like 20 years more, I think he would have been the biggest Mexican comedian in the United States.
Yeah.
I think like he was getting to a point where like even Fluffy flew him out like in a private plane.
Oh shit.
Like Hulu had just given him a special.
Right.
It's actually out on Hulu now. It came out after he passed away though. He was I know he was in talks, he had the negotiations with Kevin Hart obviously because Kevin Hart produced all those specials.
Yeah.
But to me it was surprising that Kevin Hart chose him out of let's say Rene Baca, who was famous before him,
right,
who was his boy and everything. And I mean, no disrespect to Rene Baca, but I do think Ken was better than Rene Baca, But I think that Rene Baca has a little more fans or had a little more fans, so I would think that he was gonna get it first.
Yeah.
But I think Ken is just a stronger comedian or was a stronger, and I think Rene, if you talk to him too, he wouldn't disagree either.
Yeah.
So I think he was headed up there, man. I think he was headed up there.
Yeah, it's just some people when they master
Yeah, and he was only 28, and he just. I mean, the only thing I could say is, at least the last few years of his life, he lived the dream.
Yeah.
Like he was making money touring on comedy, so he wasn't even working anymore. He was just
right.
Every weekend he was doing our shows.
We were just talking about you going to all the way to Indianapolis out there.
Yeah, I did a few shows with him in Indianapolis. One of them, the first one he was featuring for a comedian named Martin Amini. I don't know if you know Martin Amini. He's not Mexican. He's I believe he's but he's Hispanic too. I believe he's Bolivian from like a Middle Eastern descent.
Okay.
He's also getting popular like on the on Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really I guess because he's not Mexican, like they don't show it a lot to the Mexican audiences. like they show, but he actually does like a lot of crowd work and like he'll bring people up on stage and shit like that.
Yeah.
And Ken was featuring for him and he got me a spot in the show. So that's the first time we went to Indianapolis to a comedy club called Helium.
Oh, okay.
And it's a big comedy club, bro. It was a great experience. And like 4 months later, he got like a weekend headlining in Indiana. Like it was like the same people, but one show on a Friday was in Indianapolis. I forgot the name of the venue. And then the other one was at Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Damn.
So we drove out. I picked him up at the airport. I remember it was him and Rene Baca, and I picked him up and we went out there too. And
That must feel dope though, right? Just
No, I
fucking,
mean,
like
dude,
just being able to fucking
he was living
travel
that-
somewhere, go do some shows, bro. That's dope.
Yeah, no, he was living the comedy life, bro. He was like I said, like at least that's like one of the things that at least brings me a little happiness, bro. Like he lived the dream, bro. Like he like everything you see like in the movies, like afterwards, after the shows, you know, we go party, you know, in the hotel rooms, you know,
Yeah.
getting drunk, wasted, drugs, excesses and shit like that, you know. So he was living that type of life, you know. So I got to live it that one weekend with him in Indiana.
Yeah.
Because we had a hotel room in Indianapolis and then we stood in Fort Wayne too out there.
Damn, that's dope.
Yeah, man.
And like, how far from there, like, did he?
So this was 2023. He passed away in January 2025. So this was like a year and a half before he
Also, he was because he was already getting to that cusp, bro.
So he started blowing up like his clips started blowing up like on TikTok and like Instagram, like I want to say 2021, 2022, like around that time. But then he also opened up for Renee Baca, and Renee Baca and him just clicked. And Renee Baca was the one that introducing him to like the like every venue that Renee Baca would take him to, he would introduce him to like the owner or the manager, whatever, and then eventually Ken will come back and headline himself.
Right.
You know? And so yeah, so and it was about 2023 around that time. That's when he moved from here to LA, and that's when he was like comedian was his full-time job, you know, which is everyone's dream and shit.
Yeah, which is crazy, right? Because like you see it, you being there, bro, just connects you closer to your whatever you're trying to accomplish, right? Yeah. Because you like I feel like we all feed off of everyone's success, especially if it's someone you love.
No, yeah, especially Ken was he was like he would have been like the first and like, you know, like we had like a similar background, you know, like his parents are from Mexico. They're actually from Guerrero too, from the spot where my parents are from. And like he grew up right in Chicago, then he moved to the suburbs. So he grew up in Humboldt Park in Aurora. And so it was cool to see someone that came up like in the same open mics that I did, that was also Mexican, that was like, you know, had a similar background, you know, first generation American, whatever. And then he was making it, you know, everybody was like, man, everybody was happy, like, you know, because like one of us is making it finally, you know, and so it was really cool what he did, you know, the last couple of years of his life. It was
that's just fucking amazing, bro. Like, and it all coincides with like putting in that work, right?
Yeah,
because you got to see it, you know, because you were there with him and shit.
Yeah, he was never lazy about that, bro. He will always tell you about stuff like that, bro. Like you just gotta be like, one of his quotes was always like, you think you're talented, you think you're funny, no one's gonna go look for you in your mama's basement, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta get out there, bro. You gotta show people, you know, you gotta work, you gotta steadily be out there and sending your stuff, posting clips and stuff like that, because like you say, you know, no one's gonna go get you in your mom's basement.
That's true, right? Because even if you do have the talent, even if you do have the art, now what are you doing to put yourself out? Right?
Yeah.
And that's what like some people know how to do it really well, bro. Like
no, and he was younger. He was 28 when he passed away, so he was younger. And I do feel like the younger you get, the better that generation understands the internet. You know, so he always had this understanding of the internet that was way better than mine's. He was like, he just knew better, and I'm sure people of his generation, they just understand it better. Yeah. And now the new generation coming up, they're gonna understand it better than them too. And I think that's just how it is, you know. Even if you think you're like, oh yeah, like I know how to use a computer, I know how to use Facebook, I know how to like. For some reason, you will never know how the young people know it.
Because that's all they know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and if you come from the older generations with like the internet was barely coming in, you're like,
exactly.
Like, oh shit, you know, like what the fuck?
Yeah, he understood everything, bro. He understood like hashtags and like what time you're supposed to post and stuff like that. Like he I remember one time I talked to him on the phone, and he was like, if you're trying to make it with like a Mexican audience, he would tell me like you have to post a little later because there's a lot of Mexicans in the West Coast, and you have to wait till the West Coast wakes up. That was a quote he told me one day. He's like, you have to wait till like 11 a.m., 12 p.m. Like you can't post like 8, because it used to be back then. There used to be like a belief like, oh, you gotta post early, 7, 8, because people wake up. The first thing they do is look at their social media.
Up, yeah.
And he was like, well, you always gotta wait for the West Coast to wake up.
Mm.
So it's little stuff like that he
Yeah,
knew.
some people, like I said,
Yeah.
bro, some people have just that, like they able to maneuver a
Yeah.
little, like who knows how, right?
Yeah. So yeah, it's little stuff like that he knew. He was really smart. He knew what he was doing like the whole time, you know, because he like on stage, if you see him, like he would say like bitch a lot, and he would act ghetto and stuff like that, and that's like the image he created of himself. But if you talk to him, like I talked to him, like just drunk at night, like it was just me and him left 4 or 5 in the morning just drinking, and you just talked to him and got to know him as a person. He was very smart, and he was very, very like he knew what he was doing in the comedy business, you know.
Yeah.
Like, he like every move was calculated, everything.
And that's something too, right? Because some people do have that, to be able to like make moves, but you don't know, you don't really know that they've been having this move like since back months ago or some shit. So that's how much they're calculated when they make their moves, you know. And that's, you could see it in their success too, right? Like,
yeah, no, yeah, definitely. I definitely think like it was because he's very like in his normal life he was very like because he was always big. Like I don't know, he wasn't that tall, but he was super. He was always big, so he was like he had no problem with like fighting, you know, because he felt like he was big, and his physicality or his physique was intimidating to people.
yeah.
So like in real life, if you got like talk to him like that, like in a bar or something, like he wouldn't mind, like he would fight right away. He didn't care. Like he didn't give a fuck. But when it came to this comedy thing, bro, you know, comedy is like anything in the world, bro. It's like if you work at an office, you know, this person always talks shit about this person, that person, you know, HR talks about the person in the front.
Right.
You know how it is, right? In comedy, like if someone talks shit about me or you get stuff like that, you know, you kind of like, you talk shit back and shit like that. And he was never like that, bro. He would let people talk shit about him, and because he kind of knew, like, you know what, like this is just a little, he's just mad for a little bit. It's gonna pass, and you know what? If I talk shit to him now, I'm gonna burn that bridge forever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And because I remember one of the shows he did, one of his first shows. This was back when he started, like in 2017. Now Ken, he was always really popular in Aurora, so he did like a show that he threw himself, and he booked a bunch of comedians, but he had like a ghetto ass Mexican crowd, bro. Like, you know what? So like these guys, they didn't want to pay attention to the comedians. So then one of the comedians, he was a Mexican kid too, but he was like, you know, like more of Americanized Mexican, you know. So he just couldn't connect with the crowd. The crowd talk all through, and he was mad, bro. He made like a Facebook post talking shit about the audience and talking shit about like Ken's people, basically, because it was all Ken's people.
Right.
And I mean, if he would have said that, I told Ken, like, man, I was just gonna call him out, bro. Like dude, just because you bombed, don't blame the audience, you know. Just because you could, but Ken didn't even do that. He's just like, you know what, like let him, just let him be mad, let him be mad. And years later, him and Ken were really good friends too. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So it was like Ken was right, you know. And I would have reacted a different way. That's the way I would have reacted. Like, right. Like, bro, just because you bomb, you don't gotta insult my people. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But I not now later, years later, I got it. Like, oh shit, like he was always smart about this, you know.
And that's the thing, like, you know, being able to have that perspective at an early age, that also helps you and shit.
Yeah, no, he was young, bro. When he started comedy, he was 21. So he was young. He was because he started in 2017 and he was 21. So he definitely had like a like I said, he was way smarter than people give him credit for. Yeah. Or that people know about, you know, like he was just,
well, because you got to see the behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly. I got to see what he was thinking, what he was doing. And yeah, because when you look at him on stage and he's out there like just, you know, roasting people in the audience and shit like that, and like I say, like he uses like for example, I don't like using the word bitch, and like it's I don't know if it's just the way I am, but like it's a little cringy for me to go up there and be like, hey, what's up, bitches? Or, you know, to the women. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like it's a bit disrespectful. That's why I feel. Yeah. He had no problem with that. He would just go up there. So he would paint himself with this picture. But then when you talk to him backstage, he was way more open-minded than I was about like women and stuff like that. You know, like, damn, dude, like I'm more sexist than him. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he's calling them bitches.
Yeah, he's calling them bitches on stage, right?
Yeah, no, but you do something about like when you share a drink with someone or some shit, and you're like late night and like you're talking, like you know them to a T that someone else
doesn't get to experience and shit,
Yeah.
right? And like talking about drinking, so what did you say? Like, what led you to like
Nah,
just drinking like
drinking. Well, I'm taking a break from drinking right now. On Sunday it'll be 2 months. I don't know how long I'm gonna do. If it's either 2 months or 4 months, I said. So on Sunday I'll make my decision. No, I was just drinking too much this year, bro. Like I've always been a heavy drinker.
Yeah.
But this year it was just like I felt like I was like it started affecting my life.
These are actually good though.
Yeah, these are good. We can't promote them because they're not paying us. So I don't know if you can promote them or not. But yeah, they have no alcohol. It's a famous brand with no alcohol.
Yeah, non-alcoholic.
Yeah,
and
but they
really
taste
good.
like good beer, man.
Yeah.
No, and I just it just basically my personal life started affecting my personal life in the sense that like the most it affected me at was my job because I do Lyft with like Uber. So it's like if I drink, I can't work no more. That's it. I'm done. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then, bro, like I wake up with these hangovers, and I would just be like, man, I gotta drink a beer before I go to work. And then once I drink one, I want to drink two. And once I drink the second one, I'm not gonna work that day no more. You know?
Right.
So I just started losing days like that, bro. And I was just like, I wasn't saving any money. I was, like barely making enough to cover my expenses. And then I just felt so that was more on the personal level. That's one of the reasons I decided to stop. I'm like, I gotta save some money.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But like on the comedian level that I told you about, I was showing up to shows really drunk, bro. Like,
oh shit.
Like really drunk. And unfortunately, comedy is one of those things where you can do drunk. Like you can do it drunk.
Yeah.
As long as you're not at a point where you're slurring. Because once you start slurring, the audience starts to worry about you.
Like Ron White.
Yeah. No, but Ron White's different. Everybody expects him to.
He stopped drinking too, though.
Yeah, because that was part of his act, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it got to a point where, like, me. I don't know. Let me see. It was a podcast, so one of my friends is like, if you go to a podcast, you can't confess to crimes. Like, you have to say allegedly.
Yeah.
So allegedly, right? So allegedly, I grew up in a culture where, like, people drink and drive all the time. Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
So yeah, so it just became normal for me to allegedly just grab a beer and go to a comedy show, and then I would take a beer.
Gig or some shit.
Yeah, do a gig, do the comedy show, take a beer, and just take it to go. And some of these comedy venues started having a problem with that, bro. They started talking to me like, hey, you can't be doing that shit, because there's something like I knew I was good enough to like to make it home,
right.
and nothing gonna happen. But the comedy venues, they worry a little.
They don't
more.
Want to be responsible.
Yeah, they're like,
also,
something happens to you, you get a DUI, you crash or some shit like that. We can be held responsible
somehow, right?
Because we're the ones that are serving you the alcohol, and at comedy venues usually for the comedians, the drinking is free.
Do you feel that it hurt your comedy, or
no? I didn't feel like it hurt my comedy, but I think it did affect, specifically with this one place in Glenview. It's called the Academy. I did feel like they were super worried about it because I had grabbed the beer and I was leaving and they saw me, and then they didn't want me to leave. And then the next day they talked to me. I did that there, and then it was another shows at a different spot, and the guy didn't want to let me leave, and he told the feature like, hey, because I was headlining that night, and he told the feature like, can you drive him home? And he's like, yeah. And I left with the feature, but I'm like, nah, you're not driving me home, bro. I just said that to get out of the club and shit, to get out of the comedy club. And I left, and I was like, you know what, this comedy club, they always they always bug me, they always support me, they always, and I'm right here making them worried. So it got to that point where I was like, you know what, it started to affect my relationships with people in the comedy world. So that's why I'm taking a break. I'm like,
yeah, I mean, it's always good to, like, we all have vices and shit, right? Yeah. And it's always good to take a break from the vice.
It is. I mean, dude, like, I don't know how much money I spend drinking a week, but I drank every day.
That's another fucking thing, bro. When you stop doing something, you do notice that you start saving way more money.
No, I mean, I drink every day, and I'm not saying I got drunk every day, but easily, like Monday night, I will get home, I pick up my little 40 ounce or whatever, and go home, watch some TV, then go to sleep. But easily right there, I'm I'm saving like $6-7 a day. Let's say.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, remember I was telling you, like, I wanted to sort of stop smoking for a little bit.
Yeah.
And, like, but when I did do it before, like, I stopped for maybe like a month and a half. No. It was almost 2 months, bro. I almost got to the 2 months. But one of my guys was smoking and just the smell, I'm like, man, fuck it. I already did it for this long. But anyway, that amount of time, bro, I saved so much fucking money.
Yeah, no, you'll notice these things.
So much money. I was like, holy shit. But I'm still back to smoking. So
No, I mean, I can't wait to drink again. I'm just saying, like right now, like I've been doing pretty good financially the last few months, man. Like I feel like I'm recuperated. But then I'm like, man, I should do another 2 months just to save more. But I'll see, bro, because this Christmas is coming up, New Year is coming up, so I'm just like, if I'm not gonna last like the full 4 months, might as well start drinking already. So, so I still haven't decided yet.
Are you like big in like chilling with the fam on Christmas and all that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, my family's gonna be like in Mexico right now, and I don't know if I'm going to Mexico. I mean, if I go to Mexico, I'm definitely gonna drink, but I don't know if I'm going or not. But yeah, no, definitely. Well, my sister doesn't go, and yeah.
I mean, the whole like saving money on the vice and still going back to it, it's kind of crazy, right? But I mean, I think having a vice is not wrong.
I mean, like I said, I think if you have it under control to a certain point, it, like I said, like it depends like how it's affecting your life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you do it moderately, like if you do it in a way that it's not right, like you just said it right. If it's not gonna affect your life, then you should be able to drink some beers and you should be able to smoke some shit, whatever. But like, it does like, well, I mean, if you go up to the higher fucking drugs.
No, well, yeah. I mean, the drugs like crack and heroin and stuff like that, they got people being homeless and shit.
That's what I'm saying.
People are robbing their own family members.
Yeah. And I think that's why, like, when you start recognizing yourself, like, man, I've been fucking drinking way too much.
Yeah.
Let me take a fucking break. And just the fact that you're able to do that too, that already shows that you have some type of discipline.
And it took me like, when I quit drinking, it took me like, I won't say 3 weeks, but after like 3 weeks, I definitely started feeling like a lot healthier. Like I started jogging again, and the first few weeks I was like, man, bro, I was like jogging like 2-3 minutes and that's it. I needed to take a break. Now I could jog like 15-20 minutes like without taking the break.
Nice.
And I'm talking about jogging, like, so just your body starts feeling a lot more healthier.
Yeah, because bro, just even they say I think a 20-minute walk.
Mm-hmm.
That already helps your fucking circulatory system. It helps your mind. It helps you just like digest shit better. So running and all that helps your body, bro. And like, I mean, getting rid of the toxins of like beer and shit like that, that's always good to do too. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Because, we need that too. Like I was telling you, like it is needed sometimes to take a break from all that shit. And like, I mean, but like you said, can't wait for it to, to go back and shit.
Yeah. No, well, hopefully I go back with it better, more under control.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But
I mean, now when you go do shows, do you feel better when you?
I mean, I actually like doing shows. I'm not going to say drunk, but I like doing a little buzz. Like maybe, well, I'm a beer drinker, bro. Maybe like 3-4 beers in, like a little light buzz. Because I feel like you're just more loose. You're a little more loose to...
Just a little loosey-goosey.
Yeah, a little more loose to riff, especially.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, there's not like a huge difference. I think maybe when you start, maybe you think like you're nervous. So you want to drink a little bit so you're not as nervous. I don't think at this point that doesn't change. The nervousness doesn't change. And plus, when you get on stage, it's all muscle memory at the end, like you're nervous when you're on the side waiting for your name to be called. But once you're on stage and you pick up a mic and you start talking, it's all muscle memory, man. You just start.
Yeah, because what's like the set that you usually do? Like what's the length of it?
Well, most shows are like that I'm doing now are usually 15 minutes, sometimes something around there.
Yeah.
And especially drunk, you could do 15 minutes like nothing.
Right.
10, 15, nothing. That one time I had to do really drunk, I had to do like a 40-minute set.
Oh shit.
And for a 40-minute set, you do have to kind of prepare because you can't just wing it and shit like that. And yeah, bro. And I remember I was drunk as fuck on stage. Like I said, I was still getting good reaction from the audience.
Yeah.
But I remember there being like, fuck, how much time do I have left, man? Like,
dude, is there like a clock that you guys
no.
get?
So usually what you do is you ask for a light.
Oh, okay.
So they'll be like, so usually so you could do your last joke. So usually if you do like 40 minutes and your last joke is like 3 minutes, you'll ask for like what you call a 4 or 5 minute light. So that way, it's usually 5 minutes. So you got 40, you'll get a light at 35. Someone will light you to let you know that you have 5 minutes left. And usually what you do there is you finish whatever joke you're on and then do whatever joke you're gonna close on. You know. So I remember that day I was looking for the fucking light, bro. Like I was like what, like what the fuck?
Like somebody with your phone at least, or shit.
Like somebody and yeah, and then but I ended up doing 40 because if you don't prepare for a 40-minute set, like 10 and 15 minutes, they go by quick. You do 3-4 jokes, you're already at 12, 13 minutes now. 35 minutes, 40 minutes is like, you've been doing like 10, 11 jokes, and I'm like, fuck, like what joke haven't, like you have to remember
yeah,
what joke haven't I done? Like,
and if you're drunk, it's probably hard,
no,
right?
Yeah, and then there's certain jokes that you should do before the other ones because it kind of contradicts or it kind of flows better. So you're like, no, I can't do that one because I already did this one. So then you gotta remember more and more. And like if I do all the material that I have, I could easily do like an hour, but I have to like sit down and write
put it together.
Yeah, put it together, write down the set list and stuff like that. Then I could do it, but since that day I was drunk, I was just like, fuck it, I'll go up there and.
That's the crazy thing about comedy, bro. Like, to be able to put, not only do you have to write the joke and shit, now you gotta like put it together in a way where it's gonna flow.
Yeah.
When you're up there, like the segues that have to lead into something else.
Like,
and if you lose it,
so when you start out, you do smaller sets. But once you start doing longer sets, I think I always tell comedians you should, because I always tell comedians like you should do your jokes like in a similar order, you know, all the time, based on whatever you're talking about, right? Based on, like if you have a joke about cars and then about mechanics, you know, you should probably put them somewhere together,
near each other, right?
Because you could just it's an easy transition. And then once you start doing them together,
no
like,
pun intended, right?
Yeah,
easy transition.
Yeah. Then when you start doing them together, like 5-6 shows, then the segues will come naturally for some reason, you know, like even if you don't have a segue just yet, if you start doing these jokes little by little, like it'll just come to you. It'll come to you, like,
right,
right. Like I could say this now, and then that leads right into the other joke because now you kind of work them together.
Yeah, because like with music, it doesn't matter because you're always gonna spit the same flow, the same way.
Yeah,
and
I mean, I guess, but in concerts and stuff like that, I guess, like rappers, they'll say something or
they'll add, like yeah, sometimes you add
like
or
this song I wrote it about all the haters or some shit.
Motherfuckers, yeah. Make some fucking noise, yeah, shit like that. But like, but mainly it's like the same thing. You know what I mean?
No, yeah,
like,
music, yeah, it's again.
And like with comedy, I think it has to do a lot with like the crowd too and how things are going, and it's also how you sort of reading the room, and then that's what I'm saying. It's so important the way you comedians put it together where it looks seamless sometimes.
Well, usually this is what I do. So let's say yesterday I did a 15-minute set, right? Yesterday, and then and Hammond. And so you look at the type of crowd. For some reason, this is the way I approach it. Like if I see an older crowd, like if they're all older people, they're more like, I feel like they're more like you gotta relate to them. Like you gotta do something like more experienced, like oh man, my car broke down and this and that, you know, like you can't. It's really hard to go out there and do like
AI shit.
No, like yeah, like just like funny premises and stuff like that, like, or like I don't know, but it's you got to relate to them, And usually what I do is like, so yesterday I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this joke, but I want to do a new joke that I'm trying out. So you always gotta, you always build the set around your new joke.
Mm.
Like, what joke does this kind of fit with this joke? So,
Mm.
there's different school of thoughts, obviously, but you always want to do your new joke when the room's already hot, when they're already laughing.
When you already got them, right?
Yeah, when you already got them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like because you want to give your new joke a chance because you might not have the right wording yet, you know. So you're still figuring it out. So you're still like, all right, so
Right, because if you try it when it's flat,
yeah,
if you don't know if it works or not.
Yeah,
Unless
exactly.
it's like a fucking banger or something.
So yeah, so it's like 10, 15 minutes. That's what I do. I'll be like, all right, I'll do a good joke so people start laughing. Then I'll do a joke that kind of relates to my new joke. Then I'll do my new joke, and then I'll do another strong one just in case my new joke bombs. You know, I cover it on both sides. You know, like all right,
Right.
like they'll laugh before it and they'll laugh after it, and my bomb in the middle. But
How often do you like introduce a new joke?
it depends, man. Just man, it's I think for me, comedic writing has always been like in what's the correct? I don't know what the correct word I'm looking for, but like in cycles, I would say maybe that's the correct word. Like sometimes I'll go like I want to say 4 or 5 months where like everything I write is garbage. Yeah, like it's just
I
like,
see what you're saying though.
like nothing is funny, and I'm like fuck, or nothing is funny enough. It's a little funny, but obviously not funny enough to like getting the laughs that I'm used to getting.
Yeah,
And then
to your style,
yeah,
to how you
and
do
then
it.
after like 4 or 5 months of that, then I'll get like a month where like I'll come up with like 3 new jokes that all hit. You know, boom, boom, boom for some reason. I don't know. That's just the way it's been going. There's no way to explain it, but so I try to do a new joke all the time. But a lot of the new jokes that I do, they're bad. So I just do them like
just like plant them, right?
yeah.
Like,
So I just do them. Sometimes I do them like 2, 3 times. If I see that the new joke is like completely failing, you bail on it. Sometimes I bail on it. It depends to what type of show it is.
right.
Like I always feel like pressure, like from the booker, you know, because there's some comedians that don't, man. Like they don't give a fuck, bro. Like if they're already big and you book them for a show, and they're bombing, they don't care. They gotta get these new jokes out, you know.
But I'm still gonna try it. Fuck it.
Yeah, and that's not me. I always feel like, you know what, this person is paying me $100 to do 10 minutes, and these people paid their tickets to watch the show. Like, you know, like I gotta give them a good show. So if the new joke is not doing good, you know, fuck the new stuff. You know, I'm just gonna
go back to my bangers.
yeah, and make them laugh because
at the end of the day, you're just trying to
yeah
get a good show out and shit. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And then I tell you, but I seen some bigger comedians in the scene that are like, man, I wouldn't book that person because if that person thinks the show is like beneath them, they're just gonna phone it in, bro. They're just gonna go out there and do their new shit. And don't get me wrong, there's some super talented comedians that are like, man, even their new shit is good, a little good at least, you know? But most of them are not like that.
But it's always good to just keep fucking trying, right?
Yeah.
Like,
No, you show
throwing it in there. Like
you should always try to. I mean, I think that definitely my biggest joy in comedy is like thinking of something like in my room in the morning, and then getting to do it at night and see how people react to it. So I think, you know, like, oh shit, this was funny. This idea, you know what I'm saying? This
yeah.
This stupid thing that I thought about in my room in the morning was funny. So like, I mean, there's other people that have like the same jokes for like 10 years and they don't try new shit because that's the shit that works and that's the shit that they make a little money off of it, you know, or wherever they make their money, they're gonna do the same jokes. Yeah. But I personally think that takes away from one of the most fun things in comedy, which is
figuring shit out.
Yeah,
right?
and which is like writing new jokes.
But that is so crazy what you said. Like it is crazy that you get the idea from the nowhere.
Yeah,
and
so sometimes you do get
to go try it.
Yeah, sometimes you do get it from nowhere, man.
Like where the fuck do those ideas come from and shit? Like, but it's still amazing that you're like, you have that fucking 2020 to be like, you know what, this might have something in it. I'm gonna fucking try it on stage. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And that's that takes fucking practice, bro.
No, yeah, and the more experience you have, the more you can tell if a joke is gonna work or not too. Like the more you can be like, you know what, that's funny, but it will never work on stage. And maybe if you're not experienced, you don't know if it's gonna work or not. But the more experience you have, the more you'll be like, all right, this might work on stage, but I can't say it like this. I gotta rewrite it in a way that it works on stage.
And how many years you say you've been doing?
I've been doing 11 years.
11 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
I started
And
film physics.
and that's what you see from people that already been doing it 10 years and up. You start seeing that their writing is more like efficient.
Yeah, no, it's definitely tighter
Yeah, because
for sure.
you notice the difference in, like, of the writing. Because I didn't get to see like your earlier stuff, so I'm only seeing like the stuff you do now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, I'm already seeing you as like you already sharpened the tool.
No, there's a lot of jokes that I came up with when I started, but like the original version of my jokes was probably not as good as it is now because I had an idea and I said it once and I was like, I did that a lot when I started, like, oh, this is a good joke, but I'm not saying it right. And then I just put it on the shelf like for 2 years or 3 years. And then I'm like, you know what, let me do this old joke I haven't done in 3-4 years. And then when I looked at it 3-4 years later, I thought about like 6 more punchlines to like, oh, like I could say this here, I could take this off, and you just get better at it. You get better at writing. You get better at recognizing what's funny and what's not funny on stage. I think a lot of people don't understand that because a lot of people like I see a lot of people that are funny on Facebook, and like I know this one dude who is like he makes money off memes. Like he's really funny, and he'll ask for donations, and people love his memes, and they donate. And I see them on stage, and he's garbage. You know,
well, it's not the same thing,
it's
right?
not the same thing,
Yeah.
and I think that's the difference that a lot of people don't understand. So sometimes people will think this is a good joke. I wrote it on Facebook, it has a bunch of likes, and then they go and do it on stage, and they don't understand why it doesn't hit. And it's just a different type of comedy,
Right?
You know, Facebook comedy is
Because
different.
it's an art, bro.
Yeah, no, yeah,
comedy is
different.
an art, and you're literally connecting to the people, to whoever the crowd is.
Yeah.
You're connecting to them through your words.
Yeah, well, obviously, in music is similar too. Like, just because you're good at freestyling doesn't mean you can make, good music, or vice versa.
Or vice versa.
Yeah, you
right.
can make good music doesn't mean you could freestyle and stuff like that, right?
And or like you might make a hit, but then that's just one hit.
Yeah,
you only made one.
You're lucky one time, like
but
not saying lucky, but like everything could be like, perfect storm type shit.
Right? Because there's a lot of amazing musicians, bro. Like that I'm actually getting to work with now. That when I'm like, hey, I want something to sound like this, blah blah blah, and I'm like, all right, they're like, oh shit, bro, like how the fuck did you just do that? I just thought about it and you just fucking did it, and like that's the crazy thing. It's like you need that connection. You need that practice. You can't just expect to fucking, like you said, like do some nice good jokes that are like good on the internet, but on stage it's not gonna translate.
No, yeah, stage is different. Stage is a performance, and that's one thing that you don't think about. Before I started stand up, I didn't think about that, because you just hear a joke and you're like, that's funny, I can do that because I can be funny. But you don't realize that a lot of it was like the way they said it, how they said it, and just the
charisma,
just the person's aura, everything.
Right.
And like if you were to say word for word the same jokes, you wouldn't get the same reaction because you have no experience on stage. You don't know when to pause and when to do that.
Right. Because what I notice is that from like the greatest comedians that I like to watch, like that I'm like, because I've been a fan, but they all have their own cadence.
Yeah. Like
Stephen Wright. And I went and I put my dog, whatever. And like he's all one-liners, but his cadence is like, And then you got Dave Chappelle, and like he got the cadence, but his jokes are fucking dope as fuck. So like I noticed that cadence is a big thing.
Yeah, and I think those are the type of things that you don't think about before you start. At least I didn't think about that kind of stuff. And I think that's been the biggest where I've grown the most. I think as a performer, because I feel like I was always good at writing even before I started doing comedy. Obviously, I've gotten a lot better doing comedy, but yeah, I don't feel like I was a performer at all. Like I've never performed before, you know, like I never,
Right.
you know, some people are like, they start do improv first and they do stand up, or they'll do theater and then they do stand up, or they already have
Some type of stage.
training or something like that.
Stage presence.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh shit, like I'm saying funny stuff. Why is no one laughing? And then I'm like, oh okay, because I'm nervous as fuck, and people can see that you're nervous.
Yeah, because I remember when I started performing, I would look down.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would be like, no, this and that, and like I never looked up.
Yeah.
And even if I snapped or I did my lyrics were dope or the song was good, you know, some people were moving, but like it's still there was no connection.
Yeah.
And then I remember one dude was like, "Hey, bro, start looking at the people when you go in there. Don't trip, watch." And then 2 weeks later, I came back and I started doing that, but I was just, you know, I started looking like ahead of the people. Making it look like I am. Like,
no, people have tricks like that,
And it feels like you connect, like they feel you more for some reason.
No, of course, no, that happens in comedy too. It's most of the new comedians, they look at your shoes. That's like a saying. They look down, obviously, because a lot of it is when you first start out, you're more nervous and you're not, and it takes a lot more for you to memorize it. Things. So people look down sometimes, not because they're nervous. A lot of times it's because they're nervous, but also because they're trying to remember. They're trying to remember. They're trying to remember the joke. And once you're not nervous, once you could just look at the people and you have like all the confidence in the world, like I don't know, your memory works a lot better. Like you just start saying it. You just start saying it. And your own joke has like a rhythm. So you already know that you're gonna say this, and I'm gonna pause this, and then after the pause, you know, I'll give this look.
Because it almost seems like you become a different person when you're in that flow motion. You know what I'm saying? Because like even you right now, the way you're talking to me right now is different than when you're like on stage and you're like on it. Yeah, I seen your thing when you're on it and you're hearing the laughter. It just you could tell you're like. You're in that moment right there.
Yeah, definitely the song for sure.
And that's fucking crazy, right? Like, but it takes a long time to get there.
Yeah, it takes time. I mean, like I said, there's no like when you I think every human being is different. So it takes some people. If you're like we're talking about my guy Ken, I think he was always a natural comedian. Like he was always roasting people when he was in school, and he would record like YouTube videos when he was like 14.
You went to school with him too?
No, just.
Okay. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah. And he was like, when he was like 14, 15, he started recording YouTube videos. So he was always some type of performer. So obviously for someone like him to get more confidence on stage was a lot faster than someone like me. Or that, you know, everybody's different. Everybody is more, some people are more shyer, some people are less shyer. So like everyone develops at their own rate, at their own tempo, their own.
Yeah. And that practice is what gives you that stage presence, because as an aspect that some people don't have, even if they do have the talent, and I think you can work on it.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure, yeah.
Talent, you may not be able to work on it because you gotta be given some type of talent. You know what I'm saying?
God given or natural talent.
Yeah,
for sure.
But stage presence, I think you could learn it.
Yeah,
or you could practice.
I mean, you could learn most things. I do agree that there's definitely some type of talent or some type of skills that people are just born with and others are not, or others are born with more than others, you know?
Right.
Yeah, but there's definitely if you're getting up on stage more than this other person, you'll lose your fear maybe faster than the other person or something. Or if you're writing more, then, you know, you're bound to write something good eventually than if you're not writing at all. So yeah, so definitely the hard work into it.
And the more comfortable you are up there, the more the art or whatever it is flows better to the people who
to the audience,
experience it, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah. No, yeah, I think in comedy it's a big deal. I'm sure it is in music too, but in comedy it's like you have to have control of the audience. The audience has to, because in comedy is everyone has to be quiet and paying attention to you. That's That's like the way it works, you know. And in music, I'm not sure that that's always how it is, but like for example, like, and I'm not talking about rap. I'm just talking about regular music, like when you go to a quinceañera or like a boda or a baile, whatever. A lot of the times, people are in their tables talking, and the music is just like in the background.
Right.
And comedy can be that. You know, you can't have that in comedy. You can't be the background. You have to be the center of attention.
Right.
So definitely, when you're confident on stage, that like that, the audience notice that. They capture that, and they're more willing to pay more attention to you if you're already up there confident telling jokes and shit. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Because it is, that's the one difference about music too. Because I think music, what we're trying to do is just trying to make you feel something.
Yeah.
And comedy, like you feeling it, but you're also thinking about something.
Yeah.
And you need them to get the thought so that they could recognize the punchline when it fucking comes through, and then you're like, oh shit, that shit was funny as fuck, you know. And that's the difference of like the music, but it's still, I think, you know, music, they still coincide somehow.
Yeah, no, well, it's a performance. It's a performance that you're giving, no matter what, if it's music or comedy.
Who do you think you get your humor from?
My humor from?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean humor from?
Like, do you think are your parents funny?
I think my dad is funny for his age group.
Mm.
Like, I don't think my dad is funny like universally funny, but I've seen him have conversations with like people in his age group, and he's like making them laugh. I seen that.
Like holding court type shit.
Yeah, no, yeah, my dad actually he's not a comedian or anything like that, but my dad was a public speaker, so maybe I get it from him. A lot of people tell him that I get it from him. I don't know if I got that from him, but
because you got a good voice, bro.
Yeah.
To be honest, like I don't know if you practiced that or you.
I think I practice it now because I'm more used to the microphone now.
Yeah,
but my dad, he used to get paid to like introduce like quinceañeras and talk like at weddings and give like speeches.
Yeah,
that's when I was growing up. So my dad was always like on that, like that was like a little side gig he had. Like that was never his main job or anything.
Yeah.
But so my dad is like a speech giver, and so he knows how to talk very good. So when I always see him like when my own, like now my dad's now like in his late 60s, but I noticed this from like 20, 30 years ago when he was like in his 40s. And
you got to see it as a kid, sort of.
He was like in his 40s and he was like chilling with people in his 40s. Like my dad had him laughing. Like he didn't necessarily say something funny to me or to like I said, like he's not universally funny, but I think he's funny with his age group.
Yeah,
for sure.
And those little experiences is like you sort of gather from that.
So yeah, so I think I do inherit a lot of my dad's personality traits. So yeah, so if I got funny from one of my parents, it was my dad. My mom, I love my mom, but I don't think she could tell a joke to save her life. I don't think she could tell a joke to save her life. I've seen her try a few times, and she has no comedic timing. No. Yeah.
Do they speak Spanish too?
Yeah, my parents speak. Yeah, well, that's her.
That's how they speak.
Yeah, my mom is she speaks English like enough. Very heavy accent, obviously, but my mom was a server, so she speaks enough to like.
Oh, she picked it up, right?
Yeah,
right.
So she speaks enough to like take your order and like maybe talk to you about if you want scrambled eggs or scrambled eggs or something like that. But yeah, like I don't think she would be able to hold like full conversations, and my dad speaks it a little less. But I think they both understand it enough.
Yeah,
they understand.
It's crazy because like. Because my mom too, she works with a lot of people that speak English, and she picked it up, but not as in like she speaks it, but she understands it enough to be like, okay, cool, and she'll respond like in Spanish or some shit. Yeah. And I'm like, but how can you not speak English? You know, I try to teach her words and shit, and like she's over there praying for my son, and she said that my son's name wrong. I'm like, hey, those prayers are gonna go to the wrong person.
Yeah. No, well, I just think it's that they don't like to practice. That's what it is. Yeah. Because if they would practice it, they would learn better. Like, I had a cousin who came here from Mexico. He's living here now, but when he first came, he was always very curious. He was always like he didn't know any English, But he made it upon himself to learn, and he was always very curious. Any little thing he had a doubt in, he will ask me, "Hey, how come you say this, this, and this, and that?" And like he picked it up like in a year. But you know what? He was never afraid to like speak it.
Yeah.
And he was always like trying to speak. Like he still like now he still speaks it with like a really heavy accent.
That's what held me back.
But he speaks it with a really heavy accent. But at least like he never was shy about it, bro.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference. My parents, I just think they don't get in situations where they have to speak it enough, so they just don't try. And
like when I was learning English, that's what kept me back from learning it better, because I was always afraid to speak it in front of people that knew how to speak English, and then little do you know, they start making fun of me and shit.
Yeah.
And it did happen so many damn times, and I was like, man, I gotta start fucking trying.
What age did you learn English?
Bro, I was about like 11, 12 learning.
Wow. What age were you when you came here?
Like 10.
10. Oh, God, you were older. Okay.
Allegedly
when you came here. Allegedly.
I was born here, bro.
Yeah, me too, bro. Me too. I was born in Washington, D.C., bro. Right in the White House lawn stuff.
I was right in front of the White House,
Yeah,
bro.
Nah, when I was here, I was 3, so I was speaking it. I want to say I learned it when I was like 7 or 8. Yeah, but it was for me. Like I don't remember learning it. For example, I don't remember learning.
Oh, for real?
I just remember at a certain age, when I was like 8 or 9, I could speak both.
Yeah,
that's just what I remember.
Yeah, it's crazy that some people, they have parents who only speak Spanish, but they don't speak Spanish at all.
You just lose practice. That's what it is, man. Because I feel like my Spanish is better now than it was like when I was in high school, for example. So I just didn't speak it at all in high school. And all my friends that I chilled with back then, they all spoke English and everything like that. And all I would listen to was like rap and shit like that. Now, since my roommates, both of my roommates, they were both born here, but they were both raised in Mexico. They can both speak a little English, but their first language go-to is Spanish.
Yeah.
So where I live, we just speak Spanish all the time. So I think.
So you're used to the whole.
Yeah, I'm used to. Yeah.
And the reason why I had to like learn English and shit is because, like you said, everyone just spoke that, and only when I came back home, it was like all Spanish. I was like, damn, what the fuck am I gonna do to like defend? These motherfuckers are making fun of me. They're tearing me up over here. And that was the same reason I had to like stop playing soccer, bro. Because that's all I played back in the day. But in the neighborhood that, I allegedly came in, there was nothing but like people didn't play that shit.
People didn't play soccer?
Nah. Like hockey and shit and football.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing of coming up nowadays and shit.
So I would say, during the question, my dad is definitely the one that I think I got my funniness from. But my dad was always also like I always like funny stuff, even when I was growing up. Like I saw I would watch sitcoms, and I would watch my dad was also like a big comedy fan. Like my dad was the first one that would show me like Cantinflas movies, and I didn't even like Cantinflas back then. Now that I'm older and that I'm a comedian now, I understand that he's one of the the icons of Mexican comedy.
Yeah, bro.
And how good he was, because he was all that shit. He was a lot of the stuff he was.
There's
just
a lot of double meaning.
He was just improvising a lot of that stuff, bro. Like he actually he was like a performer before, like he was into movies and shit like that.
Yeah,
like he would actually go up on stage and just like do improv by himself, and like he was like he was like a real comedian.
Yeah,
and I remember my dad used to watch like that, like Capulina, and like so I just grew up watching always liking comedy stuff.
Yeah. Capulina, bro. I kind of remember that too.
Yeah,
but Cantinflas, bro, like as a kid, I used to just like the performance, and when I got older, I started liking the jokes.
Okay,
because he had mad jokes, bro. Like when I finally started knowing like words really good, and I was like, bro, this motherfucker's snapping. And I would watch movies with my mom, like Cantinflas, because she loves Cantinflas too and shit. And I like, so because of him, I started using double meaning when I started writing my
Mhm.
raps and shit or stuff like that.
Okay. Nah, yeah, he definitely is he was one of the greatest, is not like the greatest, most famous Mexican comedian, at least for his time, like back in the days.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, because there's a Netflix. I don't know if it's a movie or a series on him. And I never watched it, but I had a buddy who watched it, and he was the one that told me about it. He was like, he was like a real performer first, right? He was improvising a lot of that shit. Like he would just get up on stage and.
That's probably where he got all his fucking charisma and
Yeah.
flow, bro. Like he was just so effortless, and he would go in on these little rants.
Yeah, yeah, he was so good. Yeah,
yeah, and that shit was that. It's almost like Robin Williams.
Yeah, kind of.
He just going off on riffs.
Yeah, well, definitely Robin Williams was one of the greatest improvisers ever. People say,
Yeah.
I haven't really watched a lot of his stuff. I mean, obviously, the most that I know Robin Williams from is like from movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people would say that like
stand up.
It's just improv was
his
phenomenal.
Stand up. I don't think I ever really saw his specials.
I think I seen like a joke or two, like not specials either. I don't think I've seen any specials.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen.
But I've seen
specials.
like a 5-minute set or something like that.
But I seen him riff off, and like sometimes Like,
yeah, well, a lot of the stuff he was doing and. Like they say that a lot of the stuff is like if you seen the Good Morning Vietnam, or was that?
Yeah.
Is that what the movie's called? I don't remember what it's called.
It is.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there where he talks to the soldiers and he makes jokes that they say that he just improvised that stuff, and like they would just be like improvise something, say something funny, and they would just record them and they would just use the best takes for the.
Because I think he even improvised for Aladdin.
Did he? Okay, I didn't know that.
I think he improvised a few
okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I will figure that out since Disney movie will be
he
more
was
scripted.
fucking dope as fuck. Like I don't think there'll ever be another genie like him, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Will Smith was a genie in the new one, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
obviously, Will Smith's not a comedian.
I mean,
at most, he's a comedy actor. At most, he
like
he does
he's
all
cool,
types of movies.
but it doesn't compare. Not if you go by with the movie, and no fucking disrespect to Will Smith, because I know he'd be slapping motherfuckers.
Yeah, he's gonna come here.
He's gonna come all the way here.
Slap this guy, not Chris Rock, right?
Hey.
Chris Rock didn't say anything bad about you.
Yeah.
IQ so.
Chris Rock told me to say that, by the way. Has anyone ever tried to fucking jump on stage?
There's been a few times where I didn't feel like safe, I want to say.
Oh shit!
But like nothing happened both times. There was one time, like when I was performing, and I think I was gonna do a joke on Trump, and I said it, and this was back like in the first term, like I want to say 2017, 2018, and I did like I did this joke on Trump and it was a biker bar.
Oh,
so but it was here in the city, and some dude went on stage. He's like, I want to see what you say about Trump, and I was like, what the fuck? And then the crazy thing is that the people running the show, he's still my guy, the guy that runs the show. Like they just took it as a joke. Like they didn't do anything.
Damn.
And I was like, I didn't know what to do, so I just told the joke, and the joke was funny, and he just got off stage and left.
What the fuck?
But it was like that was weird,
bro. I would have been like.
And then there's this and then there was other time, and it wasn't here. I don't remember what suburb it was. I think it was somewhere around Joliet. They do, they call these shows ambush comedy. It's where like they're gonna do a show at a bar, but the bar doesn't advertise it. So when you get to the bar to do the show, nobody at the bar is there for the comedy show.
Oh shit! What the?
They're just there to go watch the game or go drink or whatever. So those shows are garbage, dude. Like like if somebody were to book me for a show like that nowadays, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But back when you first start, you just say yes to everything. And we did this. So what happens is what you try to do is you go up on stage and you try to get people. You try to get people like to pay attention to you. That's what you gotta do.
Right.
But yeah, I don't remember exactly what happened, but I was trying to get these guys to pay attention to me. And at that time, I was doing this joke about Magic Johnson having AIDS or something like that. And I did like it was something like that. Like the riff was like, "Oh, do you have AIDS or something? Is that why you're getting mad at the joke?" And the guy he said something along the lines of like, if you say I have AIDS one more time, I'm gonna go up there and beat your ass or something like that.
Ooh,
And
bro.
I was like, all right. I was like, I'm moving away from this guy, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah, he was with other people too. And I'm like, man, these comedians are not gonna defend me, bro. Like, and then I just did the set and then I just left, bro. Like, fuck that shit. I'm not.
Damn. See, those are the things that you literally have to go through just to
Yeah.
fucking know, bro. Because damn, that's crazy.
No,
but,
but I seen other people do it, bro. There's one time.
but
And then-
let me give me a quick minute. We're gonna have to take a quick break.
Yeah, she has a very thick accent, man. She's something like with one time like we were talking. I think we did a show together like a year ago in the summer, and like the music was loud and she was talking to me, and because of her accent, I couldn't understand what she was saying. Dude. Like, and she was like, and it was funny because I was like, I'm the Mexican one, the one with the Mexican accent, and I can't understand what she's saying. No, yeah, she's real cool though. She's I saw her a few weeks ago, bro. We did like an open mic at a coffee shop, and she was there.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, she snuck in like a little bottle,
Yeah.
whatever. She was
Yeah,
just
we did a podcast
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
and
she was like a pint, like a little pint. She snuck in, and she was just
yeah.
she was just drinking it at the open mic. And
Nah,
shit,
yeah,
allegedly, whatever.
I did a show with her, bro. Like here, like she came on the show,
Uh-huh.
and like, bro, she had me laughing.
No,
Like,
she's funny.
Yeah.
She's funny. And I met her when she first came to. She probably came to Chicago like 2017, 2018, bro. Yeah, she's been around for a while in Chicago,
Yeah.
and she was always like she was always a really good writer.
Yeah.
She's always like, yeah. The only thing about her that is her accent is strong. She was but she's funny.
Yeah. It's again like, but then you know you meet people like that, and I told her that too.
Mhm.
Like, man, like you're doing shows and Zanies and this and that,
Yeah.
and she was like, I'm like, well, thank you, because I don't consider it like that.
Mhm.
And the same thing you're telling me right now is like,
Yeah, because I mean, you forget, bro. I remember when I first did the Laugh Factory. The guy, the booker, his name was Curtis. He called me on the phone. He was like, "You're gonna be on the Laugh Factory Thursday for the show, whatever." I remember how excited I was. You know how, like, I think when I received the call, I probably jumped or something, bro. Like that's how excited I was. And now, if I get booked at the Laugh Factory, it's just like, oh, it's another show, you know. And sometimes,
yeah.
sometimes I think to myself, like, man, you gotta look back at how grateful you were the first time you did this. Like, you can't just be like, that's another show, whatever, you know, like.
right.
And so you just admire how far you've come, you know.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like
Yeah.
you've already put all those fucking hours into it,
Yeah.
bro. And now you got to a place, and now you're so far that you like you sometimes you gotta look back a little bit and like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I already went through all that.
Yeah, you gotta appreciate everything you've done, man. Yeah. sure.
Which is that again sometimes we forget to do that and shit. It's
For sure.
just and like with comedy, with music, it's something that's always growing. And me as like making music and shit, like music is constantly, but there's so much fucking competition out there, you know what I'm saying? But I also sometimes forget, like, oh, all right, you've done this, you've done that,
Mhm.
and you gotta take those little wins, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, you gotta, yeah. I mean, yeah, you gotta be humble with, and remember where you came from, and remember how exciting it is to do all that stuff.
And that clip you sent me, that's from the special, right?
That's from the first album I recorded. I don't know why. I mean, it was just a dumb idea. Me trying to do an Irish accent. I'm not good at doing accents, and this is one of my cousins. His name is Hector.
Yeah.
You know that there's this scene where in the movie Titanic, where where this guy they're like in the water, right? So the guy's trying to get everyone from the boats are only half filled. So he's trying to get everyone from one boat to another boat so he can take an empty boat and go through the waters to search for survivors. He's in Titanic, right?
Right.
So this is the scene he says, like, everyone from this boat to that boat. but he says it with an accent. So me and my cousin used to do that accent when we were little. We used to be like, go from this boat to that boat, right? Like it was dumb, and people would always laugh. So I was, because it was supposed to be a British accent,
Right.
but me and him, we couldn't do British accents
That's crazy.
because we don't know how to do British accents. So it was like a. So then that's how I came up with the idea for this joke. Like I'm just gonna do like an Irish accent because I know that I can't do it, and I know that people will find it funny. Because some Irish guy told me that there was gangs in Ireland.
Right.
So that's where the whole idea came from. But yeah, it was just things we used to do when we were little. We used to just do British accents. I can't do accents for shit.
So we're gonna check this clip out real quick. So please enjoy, guys.
By the way, I'll tell you this, man. I've been doing comedy 11 years, and it doesn't get any easier to watch clips of yourself, bro. That's the only thing that doesn't get easy. I'm not good at doing accents just because I have my own accent, right? But I'm gonna try for you guys, do this Irish accent, right? He came up to me, he was like, hey, man. You know, we have gangs in Ireland, too. You guys have gangs in Ireland too? He's like, yeah. Well, over there. They don't ask you what you is. It's just Catholics fight Protestants all the time. And by the way, a lot of people look at these videos, and they just people are already laughing. They're like, "Oh, this is not that funny for people to be laughing like that." A lot of the clips are like the ending of jokes or the middle of jokes. So a lot of the laughs are because you already did well in the rest of the joke that people are already laughing. You know, so.
No, but that's dope. I mean, I would suggest people go watch. What's the name of
the special is called Mexican Born, Chicago Raised. And that one actually is on YouTube, but that one, the original idea for that one is I wanted back then when I recorded that one, that was 2019. Reels still weren't they weren't a thing yet.
They weren't a thing yet.
Yeah, TikTok wasn't there. So the main thing I recorded that one was for like iTunes and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
So if you want to get the album on iTunes, it's Mexican Born, Chicago Raised. And then years later, I uploaded it like on YouTube. And then starting like last year, I started putting reels and TikToks from this material. But
and when can we expect a
new recording?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I don't know what so I recorded one album, that one, because at that time I was doing more road gigs, and I noticed that all the comedians were selling things on the road. I had nothing to sell. So I was like, maybe if I have an album, I could just like pass out iTunes cards and buy it on iTunes. And I actually made a lot of money from this album, way more money than I made from the second recording. Because of iTunes. Because of iTunes, iTunes pays well. Spotify doesn't pay shit.
Nah, yeah.
They pay like 1 or 2 cents per.
Tell me about it.
every time you listen to a song. So I always tell people, like, if you don't want to pay the iTunes fee, that's fine. You just listen to it. Just go to Spotify. But the album is not in Spotify anymore. I don't know if you know this, but a lot of comedy albums were taken down from Spotify.
Oh.
Because this is what happened. I'll explain real quick. So when a musician puts on a song, like on Spotify, what happens is the artist that recorded the song gets 1 cent, and the person that wrote the song gets another cent. Mm-hmm. So if you wrote the song and you sing it, you get 2 cents per song. So what happened was that comedians were only getting 1 cent.
No matter what?
No matter what. And most stand-up comedians are writing their own material.
Right.
So I think it was Andrew Dice Clay and some comedian that's dead. I'm not sure which one. Their estate. Mm-hmm. So it was like 2 lawsuits at once came in. I knew it was Andrew Dice Clay and some other comedian that's dead. I don't know if it was George Carlin.
Oh, George Carlin?
Maybe George Carlin, but I don't know if it was George Carlin. I can't guarantee it was George Carlin. Some comedian that died, they sued Spotify at the same time, demanding more money. Like, hey, let's say it was George Carlin, right? George Carlin wrote the joke and he performed it. He deserves the 2 cents,
Yeah,
double the amount of money you're paying. So what Spotify did is they just took down most comedy albums.
Damn.
And this is around the same time that Spotify had the contract with Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
So they left like a lot of Joe Rogan's and his friends stuff up, but they took down most of everything else. So they took down my
Damn.
album too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. This happened like when Joe Rogan signed with
when they did the
with Spotify.
yeah,
It was
the
like maybe
exclusive.
2022, 2023. I want to say when this
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
This is when this happened.
Yeah.
So this is not new. This happened like 2-3 years ago.
I did not fucking know that they took down.
Yeah, they took down comedy albums, bro.
That's crazy.
They left some up, like I said. They left a lot of like a lot of people saying like if you were cool with Joe Rogan, they left your shit up. Yeah.
Come on, Joe.
Yeah, like all the Kill Tony guys, like they left Louis C.K. stuff up and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of the comedians they got their shit taken down, especially like all the local comedians like me and stuff like that. They took all their stuff down, bro. They took all their stuff down because they were afraid that in the future, if they lost that lawsuit, then everyone was gonna sue for more money. You know?
Were you getting more hits from Spotify than iTunes or iTunes and Spotify?
I don't know if I was getting more hits. It's because in iTunes I never knew the count.
Because they don't give you, right?
Yeah,
They don't-
but the money I was making from iTunes was more. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I made like I made like thousands of dollars from.
Oh
from,
shit,
from
nice.
iTunes.
Bro, that's
From-
dope.
Yeah, from iTunes. But
Yeah.
and for Spotify, I'm sure I didn't make it.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, there's
I will get the
really-
thing like you got so many thousands of plays per last month or whatever, but I don't remember making any money.
That's
Yeah.
that's fucking interesting to know too, actually, because
So yeah, so I think if you ever release something, I mean, and you just want people to hear it,
yeah,
you should always try for them to push the iTunes more because then you're gonna make a little money off of that. But if you just want them to hear it, and like you're like, you know, I know you can't afford a, cause it's not like it was like $8 or something the album, right?
right.
So if you were like, man, you know what, like if you can't afford it, but just listen to it on Spotify because at the end of the day, you just wanna
At
you
least
know,
release it. Or
yeah,
have
grow
somebody
an
fucking-
audience.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would always tell people like people will ask me like, hey, you want me to listen to Spotify or iTunes? And I'm like, if you could buy the iTunes, that would be a lot better. But if you can't, bro, just get the Spotify. You know, listen to it on
Man,
Spotify.
but that's so crazy, bro. 'Cause I did not know that.
Yeah, no, well, I learned that through
Yeah.
that album. And then the second one I recorded was last year in 2024. That's the one with the Necaxa jersey. That one I only did the like a YouTube release and like, but I wanted it more for reels. And it's just I had a lot of like pandemic stuff that I wrote during the pandemic that I just felt like I was never gonna use again. Like I'm never gonna use these jokes no more because the pandemic is
Right.
done. A
I'm
lot
gonna
of jokes
burn 'em.
are getting old, so I'm like, might as well just get this shit recorded.
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking of, because I felt like I didn't make that much money. I made a lot of money in the recording because I made a door deal with a comedy plex, so they paid me $10 for every ticket sold. So I ended up selling 74 tickets. So I ended up making $740
nice.
of that one. But I didn't really make money on YouTube from it or nothing from it. So I'm thinking of putting it on iTunes, but I don't know how you will go about that process. I'm not sure.
Mm.
I'm gonna try to figure that out right now in the winter. So hopefully for March, I can put it out on iTunes and stuff like that. Maybe I can make a little money on iTunes too.
Hey,
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta at least put it out. Just fuck it.
Yeah,
Just-
yeah.
You never know, right?
yeah, exactly. So yeah, but the first one, that one with the Mexico jersey, that one I made the more money from, and then the other one I was like, yeah. And right now, honestly, since I started recording, since I recorded that one till now, I don't have a lot of like I'm nowhere near a recording, you know. If anything, I have like a new 10 minutes, you know, like, and for a recording, I think you need at least a half an hour, so you could do record half an hour.
Yeah.
I don't have like anything planned though. So for a while I was writing history jokes, and I have like a good 15 minutes from it. Sometimes I want to just finish that off, write like another 15, and record that like half an hour of history jokes. Maybe try to get like my old colleges involved. You know, like I would have tried it into Northeastern, like maybe email them and be like, hey, can I get performing for your history clubs or
Mm.
something like that, and then get a recording of both shows and mix them and release that.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't have anything planned right now. I just want to build more material, and and we'll see whenever I feel ready to record something else,
That's dope,
or
bro.
if an offer,
I can't wait till you fucking drop another one.
yeah, or if an
bro,
offer
and-
comes by where something like, hey, you want a headline here, 30 minutes, like the Comedy Plex, it's a cool club. It's a cool, um, they're the ones that let me record my special there, and I know if I tell them like to headline again, they will let me again, but I don't want to bring everyone out for when I don't have more than like
something
10,
prepared or
10 minutes of
something.
new jokes. Yeah. So if I get like a new half hour, then I'll be like, all right, let me headline again. And even if we don't record it, it's just like, like I could do another major show like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fucking dope, and the process looks like it's fucking hard.
No, yeah, I mean, it is.
Yeah, and so thank you so much for being here, bro. For like just chopping it up again with me, for coming back to the show. You were one of my first big guests that I
Yeah,
had,
like,
and
yeah.
you're still one of the dopest guests I had. And we're gonna take a quick break because I gotta switch the stupid ass battery.
Alright.
And when we come back, we'll do the freestyle and stuff like that. So
Freestyle.
yeah, we're back. We're back. These dang batteries, man. Amazon, bro. I would not never get Amazon batteries because they suck. But yeah, bro. Like I said, I really appreciate you being here, bro. I can't wait till you fucking drop that something, in the near future. Hopefully, when you do another special, you come through and we could chop it up again. And and before every show, you already know that I do a little freestyle. I know last time you were here,
Yeah.
I fucked up. Did some weird ass shit. I think you told a joke, right?
I think I told a joke. Yeah, that's what I did. I told a joke.
I mean, if you want to,
Nah, I'm okay. I'll hear you freestyle.
so
Go ahead, man.
So we're gonna do this freestyle real quick. One of my guys walked in the house. He's somewhere over there doing something. So we're gonna do the we're gonna do the freestyle. But thank you so much, bro.
Yeah, no.
I really appreciate you taking your time with being here. We're gonna do this freestyle, and here we go. Yeah. Let's go. Yo, I gotta go straight through the pressure. Do this shit, and I'm like, yeah, for sure. I still gotta stay stuck on the same thing. Hopefully, I can make it go fucking bling bling. But you gotta get your reps inside the stage. You gotta see where you could take this thing, and hopefully you could be somewhere like in Zanies or anywhere you can. But who the hell is behind the man? But you see the light, and now you gotta end the joke. J-O-K, I don't know, but yo, it's J-O-K, cause that's me, and I say, yo, orale way, and then I come back, and then I just fucking sway. My boy Oscar, he doing his thing, you know what's up, man, he about to game bang. Nah, that's just a joke. I just gotta go and try to see what I could try to toke another line from my motherfucking mind. But I've been working all day, so I could barely pull anything out. Anyway, yo, what's up, bro? Thank you for being on the dang show. The P.O.T Podcast gonna end. What up, bro? Yeah. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank my boy right here, Oscar, got jokes.
All right, Oscar got jokes, Instagram and TikTok.
You got anything less to say?
Oscar Carvajal comedy. Nah, man, just Happy New Year's, everyone. And
yeah.
everybody's 2026 is better than everybody's 2025, man. Even if you had a good year in 2025, I hope 2026 is better.
And please follow his stuff. Go to YouTube and watch his both of his specials that he got out. And
Mexican born, Chicago raised is the first one. The second one is You Ain't Kidding Me.
hey, go check them out, man. I'm telling y'all, yeah, you guys are gonna be laughing your asses off. But so please, y'all, spread love, and most of all, love each other.